What's going on, guys? Jovan here with the Real Bass Pursuit, and welcome back to another Tackle Tip Tuesday. Today I'm going to be talking about a specific way that you can trigger those bedding bass, and I've been using this technique a lot lately. If you've been dragging a bait through a bed and these bass are just not committing, it's time to stop crawling and start provoking those reaction bites. Most people just like to slowly crawl a bait on a bed, but what I found is that sometimes that can be extremely subtle. Instead, I want you to cast that lure beyond the bed. From there, start hopping that bait back towards you until it lands right in that sweet spot. That vertical hopping motion is much more visible and immediate, and it tells the bass right away that something is moving on their bed. Once that bait is pinned in the heart of that bed, don't just let it sit there. This is where you have to get a little aggressive. Start shaking that rod tip vigorously. You want that bait to be dancing and vibrating right in front of their face. If those bass are staring it down, that's when you give that rod tip a vigorous lift or a pop of the rod. It forces the bass to make a split-second defensive decision, and that's usually when they finally commit and they'll go for it. Now, your bait choice is critical here. When you're using a creature bait for this technique, I recommend staying away from those flat beaver style tails and instead going with a craw style trailer that has those flapping claws. A craw style tail is going to give you a lot more kick and action on the way down and that bigger vibration when you begin to shake it. That extra movement is often the final straw to trigger that big female to finally snap. The bottom line is the next time you find a stubborn bass on the bed, stop being patient and get a little bit more aggressive. Hop that lure in, shake it a little bit, and use that bait to displace some water. Force those bass to start defending their beds, and I can guarantee you that you're gonna get the bite you're looking for. Once again, my name is Jovan with the Real Bass Pursuit, and this here was your Tackle Tip Tuesday.